Welcome back to Fast RC Buddy. My name is Ryan. Arrma just announced a 1/8 Typhon Mega 665, and there's two new features in this vehicle that I have to talk about. So stick around. I'll see you on the other side of the intro. Alright, so feature number one that we have to talk about with this vehicle that is actually brand new is the motor that comes equipped on this Arrma Typhon. This thing is no longer a 550 size can brush motor, but in fact it's a 665 can brush motor, and looking at that, it's going to be bigger, beefier, provide probably more torque, and actually maybe some more speed depending on what kind of battery you're running. Speaking of battery, this thing is going to be 3S capable. So with that bigger motor, it comes with a heat sink and a fan on top to provide some extra cooling. I know it's a brush motor, but honestly at a 665 can motor, there's a good chance that this thing is pretty comparable to a brushless setup. So that's the first major change on this vehicle. The first thing I noticed, it's even in the name 665. But look at it, it's very interesting. And I have a feeling that this vehicle, for the price at $259.99, is going to be pretty quick for what it is with that extended brush motor. But with all that power and all that torque, we need a transmission that could stand up to it. And so let's talk about change number two. So change number two is that this thing actually does not have a slipper clutch like a normal brushed RC. Usually comes with a slipper clutch. In this case, it actually comes with an overload coupler. So this is the first time I've ever seen an RC vehicle with an overload coupler, but the way it actually looks kind of like a differential, but inside it has an internal mechanism with the spring, and really what this thing is meant to do is to prevent major shocks of torque into the drivetrain system. And I would imagine because of that 665 motor, they had to switch up and go with something different than a slipper clutch. I do wonder if down the road if this would be upgradable to like a differential or something like that. I actually probably think it would be, but yeah, this thing comes with an overload coupler, which is totally different from what I've seen in the past, and I'd imagine it has a lot to do with that 665 motor. But those are the two major changes that I wanted to talk about, at least initially. Some other features about this vehicle that I'm just seeing right off the bat is that the drivetrain that it's coming with is brushless ready, and like I mentioned a minute ago, this vehicle is 3S capable right out of the box, and so it's nice to see that the drivetrain already installed is going to be brushless ready for a brushless setup if you do want to upgrade in the future. But I have a feeling that 665 might be pretty quick as it is. Some other good things to see there, it is going to come with the 2-in-1 ESC and receiver combo, which is pretty normal or standard on a lot of Arrma vehicles, being the Spectrum SLT2. So no problem there. As far as the servo, it's going to be a Spectrum electronic servo. Pretty standard combo that you see on a lot of the vehicles nowadays. But really what catches my eye about this vehicle is that it's almost like getting a Typhon 223S, except without the brushless setup, and instead you're getting the 665 brushed motor, while saving some money at the same time. So I think that's pretty neat, honestly. It has a lot of the same features. Looks like it's a beefed up drivetrain, clipless body system, a lot of really great features here, and it's coming in at a lower price point, sub 300, which I think is really nice and gives you that sort of headroom to upgrade as you go down the road. But that's pretty much all I got to say about this vehicle. I think it's an interesting release, and shout out to Arrma for all the new products that they've been coming out with the end of 2024 and early 2025. Seems like they're giving us some new entry points into the RC market that doesn't totally kill your wallet, and that's always nice to see from my standpoint. So I want to know what you think. Let me know if you like this vehicle. Is this something you're going to be interested in? Are you going to possibly buy it or check it out? I'll tell you, I don't know if I'm going to pick it up yet. It just depends. I might try to see if I can get it at some point. But I think it's interesting. I always love when new vehicles come on the market just because of the potential of new parts, new platforms, and different things that we can do for like custom builds and all that kind of stuff. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll go ahead and see you on the next video.